Welcome to Ancient Stoic Secrets. There's a truth most men would rather ignore. Sometimes a woman's heart leaves long before her body does. She may still share a bed with you, still laugh at your jokes, still post photos together, but if you pay attention, her presence starts to feel somewhere else. This isn't about becoming paranoid or suspicious of every move. It's about learning to see clearly, to read the changes in tone, the missing details, the subtle silences. A Stoic man doesn't beg for reassurance or demand proof. He observes, connects the dots, and decides from a place of dignity. Today, I'll reveal 13 small but powerful signs most men miss, until it's too late. Once you see them, you can't unsee them, and that knowledge will either save your relationship or save you from wasting years in a dead one. 1. The phone barrier. It begins with something small. Her phone, once lying face up on the table, now always face down. At first, you might shrug it off. Maybe she's being polite, avoiding distractions, but think back. There was a time she'd hand you her phone without hesitation. Can you read that text while I'm cooking? That openness is gone. Now, even when you're alone together, she shields it like a secret. She's not hiding the phone. She's hiding her reaction to what pops up on it. The quick smile, the shift in attention, the spark she tries to suppress. Bring it up, and she flips the script. You're overthinking. A Stoic man doesn't argue. He reads the wall she's building and asks himself, when did the phone stop being part of our life and start becoming the gate to another one? 2. The private makeover. One day she's suddenly on a fitness kick, buying new outfits, hitting the gym, changing her hair. Self-care is healthy, but this feels different. She's not sharing the excitement, not asking your opinion on a dress, not inviting you to join her workouts. Doors close where they used to stay open. She puts on makeup just to run an errand, but doesn't say where she's going. These changes might seem harmless, but in relationships, growth is often shared. When improvement becomes a private performance, it's usually for a different audience. A Stoic man doesn't beg to be included in that audience. He notices. Ask yourself, has her transformation become something she hides from you while showing it openly to others? Because when beauty stops being shared, it's usually no longer for your eyes. 3. The emotional lockbox. She used to tell you everything. Her bad days, her victories, her secret fears. Now, every "how was your day?" is met with "fine" and nothing more. Don't be fooled. The feelings are still there. They've just moved. Emotional intimacy is like currency in a relationship. Once it's spent elsewhere, your bond weakens fast. Maybe now she texts late into the night, but not with you. Maybe someone else knows her worries before you do. Emotional cheating can be more dangerous than the physical kind because it changes the foundation of connection. A Stoic man doesn't force his way back in. He listens to what's missing. Ask yourself, when did you stop being the first person she turned to when life got heavy? The answer often tells you more than her words ever could. 4. The foggy calendar. She used to give you the full picture. Dinner with Sarah, back by 8. Now it's going out with some people, work stuff, or I'll be late. The specifics vanish, replaced by a fog that keeps you from seeing the full view. If you ask for details, she shifts into defense mode. Don't you trust me? This isn't transparency. It's controlled ambiguity. She gives just enough to sound innocent, never enough to be held accountable. It's not always about lying outright. It's about creating a space where suspicion can land because the facts never touch the ground. A Stoic man doesn't waste breath chasing missing details. He watches the fog and understands what it means. Ask yourself, when did knowing her plans become a privilege instead of a given? 5. The touch that lies. Her touch used to be steady, familiar, warm, natural. Now it's unpredictable. Some days she avoids closeness altogether. Other days she's suddenly more passionate than ever. Both extremes often come from the same root: guilt. She may pull back to avoid feeling she's betraying someone else, or overcompensate to convince herself everything's fine. Real intimacy doesn't swing like this. It grows and fades gradually. Sometimes you'll notice her eyes are elsewhere even when she's close, or that the kiss feels rushed, almost like she's checking a box. A Stoic man doesn't get blinded by the rush of sudden affection or discouraged by the cold stretches. He reads the pattern, not the moment. Ask yourself, does her touch feel like love flowing naturally, or like a performance designed to erase something she doesn't want you to see? 6. The borrowed voice. One day she's speaking differently, using slang you've never heard from her, quoting shows you've never watched together, telling jokes that don't sound like her. This is linguistic mirroring. We absorb the speech of those we spend emotional time with. If her words carry someone else's rhythm, it's not random. Maybe she starts saying that it's wild, instead of that crazy, or tells a joke that only works if you were there for the inside story. She might claim she picked it up from social media or work, but deep down, she knows exactly where it came from. A Stoic man doesn't need to interrogate. He understands that language is a map of influence. Ask yourself, whose voice has started living in hers? Because when someone else's words shape her speech, they're also shaping her emotional world. 7. The sharp defense. You ask a simple question. You seem different lately. Suddenly you're accused of being paranoid, controlling, or overly sensitive. This is projection shifting guilt by turning suspicion onto you. It's a way of making you second-guess your instincts so you'll stop asking. In time, you might start doubting your own observations, thinking, maybe I am overreacting. But love doesn't punish curiosity or make you feel like you're walking on eggshells. A Stoic man refuses to play defense in a game he didn't start. He knows the reaction says more than the question ever could. Ask yourself, why does she hear interrogation and care? Often the answer lies in what she's protecting, not in what you're asking. 8. The new tribe. She's suddenly talking about new friends, co-workers, classmates, people from a new hobby, yet you never meet them. In healthy love, social circles overlap. You meet her people, she meets yours. But now, there's an entire group where you don't exist. In that space, she can present herself however she chooses. Single, misunderstood, independent. Your presence would break the illusion, so you're kept away. Maybe she says, you wouldn't like them, or changes the subject. A Stoic man doesn't demand an invitation. He reads the exclusion for what it is. Ask yourself, when did she start building a life that could survive, or even thrive, without you in it? When your name stops being mentioned in her new world, it's because she wants to live that world without you. 9. The pronoun shift. She used to say, we should travel, we need to save now. It's, I want to travel, I'm thinking of moving. This isn't just a grammatical change, it's a mental rehearsal. Psychologists call it linguistic separation. The words reveal where her vision is heading, often before she consciously admits it. It's a subtle but powerful sign that her mind is preparing for independence. A Stoic man listens for these quiet edits because they're telling. Ask yourself, when did you stop existing in her future plans? When we becomes I, it's usually not an accident, it's the earliest form of goodbye, whispered in language long before it's acted out. 10. The empty horizon. Alongside the pronoun shift comes the death of shared plans. No more vacations, no weekend getaways, no casual talk about next summer. She might still be physically present, but she's stopped investing in tomorrow together. The absence of future planning, ice and tea about being busy. It's about no longer believing in the US that future requires. You'll notice it in small ways too. She avoids setting dates, says we'll see more often, or seems indifferent about events you once looked forward to together. A Stoic man doesn't brush this off as stress. He knows the horizon disappearing is the relationship's way of warning him it's running out of road. Ask yourself, who is she dreaming with now? If not, you. 11. The guilt offering. She's more thoughtful than ever. Gifts, dinners, sweet gestures. It feels good, but there's an emptiness beneath it. This is overcompensation, an attempt to balance the guilt of betrayal with acts of kindness. The performance is polished, but the energy feels off. You might notice she avoids real conversation while handing you these gestures, as if the action is meant to replace honesty. Genuine affection flows naturally. Guilt-driven affection feels rehearsed and a little too perfect. A Stoic man knows that intention matters more than action. Ask yourself, is she doing this because she feels close to you, or because she's trying to make herself feel better? Love given out of guilt isn't connection, it's camouflage, and the longer you accept it, the more it replaces the truth. 12. The drained presence. She is not just tired from her day, she is tired of being present with you. Conversation feels forced, her eyes wander, and when you're apart, she seems lighter, more alive. She adjusts her schedule to minimize overlap, filling her time with separate activities. Maybe she stays up late after you've gone to bed, or leaves early before you wake up. The woman you knew still exists, but she's giving her best energy elsewhere. A Stoic man doesn't try to drag her back. He accepts that where her energy flows, her heart follows. Ask yourself, when she's her most vibrant, is it still with you? Or have you been getting the leftover version while someone else gets the full light? 13. The Stoic realization. When a woman truly loves you, she avoids even the appearance of betrayal. If these signs keep stacking up, her heart has likely already gone. A Stoic man doesn't beg to be chosen. He knows love must be given freely, not pulled by force. And if it's no longer coming toward him, he chooses himself. This isn't about revenge or bitterness. It's about dignity. The truth is, endings don't always come with announcements. Sometimes they come with patterns. Ask yourself, am I holding on to love, or just delaying the ending I already see coming? The answer will tell you whether it's time to fight for the bond, or walk away with self-respect intact. If these signs feel familiar, don't gaslight yourself into believing they don't matter. Your instincts are there for a reason. A Stoic man values clarity over comfort and dignity over desperation. You deserve someone who chooses you every day, not someone rehearsing their next relationship in the shadows of this one. If this message spoke to you, like the video, subscribe to Ancient Stoic Secrets, and hit the bell for more truth, strength, and self-respect. Because in the end, the most important choice you'll make is choosing yourself.